Hi guys, Mike Moo here. Today we're going to unbox and do a quick little test of this keyboard. It is called, or it's by a company called EARTO, and it's the RGB backlit wireless keyboard and mouse. It is model 233BK. And they sent this out just for me in hopes that I would do a video, and I agreed to do it. So here we go. Let's get started. All right, this is a RGB capable keyboard. So, you know, when you get a brand new PC, typically if they give you a mouse and keyboard, usually it's not that great, and usually it's wired. And you know, this gives you a product like this gives you some fun choices for a relatively really good price. Now this is a wireless keyboard. Keep that in mind. It runs off of 2.4 gigahertz, which is very common in the wireless keyboard space, and it actually supports USB-C charging. So I like that. So you don't really need to buy extra batteries or need to worry about replacing it, because if you needed to, you could always just plug it in to charge via USB-C. First impressions, I feel this is pretty darn close to what you expect of an OEM type of keyboard when you buy, let's say, a brand new computer. All right, so key feel, actually, you know what? I like the key feel better than most OEM type keyboards. So that's a little bit of an upgrade, and obviously with the RGB capability, that's also going to be nice. You get this nice little mouse over here, and I do believe this is also RGB enabled, which means it lights up in colors. And this will also charge you a USB-C, which I will do that shortly. That's pretty much it in the box, besides a USB-C charge cable. And yeah, that's it. Very basic, but definitely a little bit of an upgrade. Oh, it's got the USB wireless dongle thing somewhere in here. Maybe I gotta look at the user manual and user guide to figure out where that. Ah, here it is. So inside or underneath the mouse, as you can see over here, is the wireless plug. You don't want to lose this, because you're going to need this in order to actually use your keyboard and mouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in, charge it for a little bit so we can get enough power to power this up and see what we got going on here. But before we do that, this mouse actually has 4 DPI settings, and I'm looking here to see that there is a pairing button, or a little bit of a pairing button or setting button down here below, or to adjust the lighting effects. And then there is basically an on-off switch in case you need to turn it on or off. So it's equipped with the LED lighting effect. It's got 3 light modes: single color, and breathing or sub-color breathing modes. And it has a 600 milliamp hour battery built in, which should be enough to get you to not have to charge this as frequently as you might think. But that all remains to be seen. I'm going to plug this in and charge right now. Now, because this cable is just a regular USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Nowadays, you can probably find a lot of these anywhere. I'm just using a regular power bank. I'm just going to go plug this in here to charge. One thing I will say about this is, though, that since they're both USB-C charging, it would have been nice if they gave me 2 of these cables. Now, there are indicator lights over here to let you know what's going on and whether or not it's plugged in and charging. It's blue to let you know that it is charging the battery over here. And then we have a caps lock and a num lock setting here. I like that it's a 10 key, which is very useful obviously in the office environment, particularly if you use Excel a lot, but it could be useful for gaming as well. I wouldn't recommend this as a hardcore gaming keyboard, but I do like the key feel. It's actually got a nice tactile feel to it. I'm really glad, because I really don't like doing a whole lot of reviews where I just cannot recommend a product at all. Now there are 3 colors. Red, green, and blue create a 1 rainbow mode light effect. I don't believe that is adjustable. So if you want something super fancy that looks like, you know, a whole gaming setup, yeah, this isn't going to do it for you. But it does light up. It does light up as you're typing. So that is just something a little bit more fun, guys. That's all. That's pretty much all this is about. This is like a fun office keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to keep this charging. And I'm going to have another USB-C cable to plug in and charge the mouse to get a feel for that. So being an IT myself, one thing that I will appreciate is the fact that there's no driver installation required. It's plug and play. It truly is plug and play, as long as you can just plug this into USB. A port. Now the range of this is supposed to be up to 33 feet. And one question I would have is if an office has a bunch of these, whether or not there'd be an interference between them. That remains to be seen, but that is definitely something that you should consider when you're using a wireless mouse such as this. So some other first impressions. The mouse definitely tries to copy ergonomically some other mice out there, and for the most part it does okay. My hand's a little bit bigger, and if you have bigger hands, this is probably not going to be the most ergonomic mouse for you to go ahead and use. But the good news is that even with a wireless transceiver on here, you can just use the keyboard and use your own mouse. You can kind of mix and match with, with other systems and stuff that you might like. Now, I just powered on my G14, Asus G14. It is a Windows computer, and I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in right now. I've only charged this mouse and keyboard set for maybe a couple minutes, just so that I can go ahead and get testing here. So what I'm going to do right now is actually see if this will function via the USB cable that is provided with unit, or if it's just a charge cable. It's not mentioned anywhere. User guide, let's see if we got anything here. Survey says no, this is just for charging. So if you actually want to use it, maybe you got to use your own, you got to make sure that it's charged or charged up to a certain extent. Okay, let me see if I can turn this. Okay, it has enough power just from that short period of usage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the USB-C receiver, plug it into my computer, and let's see what happens. And I see that it already setting up the device, and yep, it works immediately. I didn't actually have to do anything. So your IT person is definitely going to be happy that they don't actually have to do anything, help you install. One of the other things that I like about this, and at first I thought that it would not stay on, but look at that color. That's pretty nice, as long as you like it the way it is. I don't believe that there is a setting on here, or at least it's not immediately apparent. If you can change the lighting modes, it's just basically on and off. But even here in this bright environment, you can definitely see the color. So there's a little bit more fun over there. And it has an on-off switch over here by the charging port, so that you don't have to eat up all the power life or the battery life. And if you actually just want to use the keyboard but not be so flashy, you can just press the FN button and then the scroll lock, and that turns off the light like so. So this is off and this is on. And again, this is pretty much in broad daylight. I have a huge window light coming here, obviously for purposes of recording this video, and it's immediately apparent that it is very, very visible. Now I do like that there are shortcut keys available up here all along the top, and that's useful. For instance, if you want to pop up the calculator, I press that button and I see on my computer it pops up the calculator right away, if that's something that you do like to use. And it has a bunch of Microsoft Windows specific shortcuts. There's no mention of using this on a Mac, but I assure you, you can also use this on the Mac. It's just that a lot of the shortcuts that you see on here might not really be available when you use it on the Mac. Now, I am impressed with the fact that, it's a nice looking keyboard. It really is. And also the little keycaps and everything allow the light to shine through, so you can individually see every single one of the keys in case you are not a perfect touch typist and you don't know where all the keys are exactly. Has a power saving function. I see a couple seconds later, or I don't know what the timer is, but I had noticed that as I was talking right now and I haven't pressed any of the buttons, the lights will turn off by themselves to save a little bit of power, and that is useful for something that obviously is designed to be wireless. Now you can keep it charged and keep it going just by using this one cable. You'll probably want to bring another USB-C cable in order to charge up your mouse as well. Okay, so now onto the mouse. Let's see how well this functions here. I have to turn it on. It's probably a good idea. There's a little switch down here, so I turn that on, and this is the color that we're looking at over here. Looks like it changes color by itself. So this one does a whole bit of breathing color by itself. It cycles through 7 different color tones. And I'm looking at the DPI right now. It's actually very nice and smooth. I like it the way it is. Now this button up here is to adjust the different DPIs. So you can have all the way from 400 all the way up to, I believe, 1600, which is, no, all the way up to 2000 DPI, which is more than enough resolution for everyday use, actually. And I do like that it's really smooth. And also the scrolling wheel is also very smooth. I noticed that they actually try to copy a very famous mouse brand right here. And I have to say that the smoothness is very good. There's something special about this mouse that I've never seen in any other mouse before. It's called the Jiggler Mode. You might ask yourself, what the heck is a Jiggler Mode? There's this button right here, okay? It controls the DPI settings of the mouse, but it does something else too. If you hold down this button for 3 seconds, it will jiggle the mouse around on your computer randomly in different ways, just to make sure that it appears that you are still at your computer. You can use this a number of ways. Some people say it's just to prevent the computer from going to sleep. It could be just to trick whatever monitoring software to show that there's actually someone at the keyboard. I can see people actually using this for a game where when you just lay dormant for a while, like an MMORPG, you lay dormant for a while and you really need to stay logged in, but you need to step away for a bit. You need to stay logged in and it'll automatically log you off. Like certain games that I will not mention. Using the Jiggler Mode is just going to jiggle the mouse around, move things around, basically move the cursor around so it looks like there's someone there. Yeah, that's pretty unique. That alone might be worthwhile to get this set if you need something called the Jiggler Mode. But if you want to get this yourself, it's just $35 for both of these shipped right here on Amazon. I'll link down below for that. Okay, so far, pretty good impressions. I think this is a really great alternative to the keyboard that you might already receive. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little type test to see how well I can type on here. Okay. How do you think the keyboard sounds? Oh man. Ah. Okay, 84 words per minute. All right. Looks like at least you can hear what it sounds like, and these are my testing results from that last round of testing. All right, so I did the test. Apparently, I can do 84 words per minute on this keyboard, which is probably in line with what I'm used to. It's definitely faster than the keyboard that's built into the laptops that I use because, you know, laptop's a little bit more cramped. So this is definitely a nice little addition. Now, one thing that I wish it had was Bluetooth. It doesn't have Bluetooth. So you definitely do have to use this dongle in order to get things working. Good thing is they give it all to you. And on top of that, you can store your dongle in your mouse. And the mouse is good enough. I have to say, it's good enough. It's better than some of the other mice that I've used. And one thing about this is it is lightweight, but it is a little small. So this would be less ergonomic to use than a, let's say, a big one or a fancier one. But again, good news is you could choose not to use the mouse, just keep it off and plug this in and just use the keyboard if that's all you want out of this whole system. But you get both of them for $35. All right, so that's it for this quick unboxing and first impressions review. Please do like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you next one. Thanks for watching.